why shouldn't you live together before marriage to see if you're compatible? Well, when it comes to compatibility, I remember I used to give talks in San Diego for the engaged couples out there. And, there's maybe just room like, I don't know, 25 couples, and you're kind of getting them ready for the sacrament. And I know a lot of them are already living together. And I said, look, I know some people live together before marriage and want to see if they're compatible. But I said, look, I can actually give you right now a compatibility test that will work with 100% precision, and you will know the results within 15 seconds. Are you willing to take this test and know if you're compatible with your spouse? And, some are like, oh, yeah. Then others look a little bit nervous. And I say, okay, here's the test. Okay, you're a woman? Okay, is he a man? Okay, you're not compatible. There you go. It's pretty much that simple. We're not compatible. There's going to be some tension. And I think someone who explained this the best was G.K. Chesterton. Listen to what he said. He said, if Americans can be divorced for incompatibility of temper, I cannot conceive why they are not all divorced. I have known many happy marriages, but never a compatible one. The whole aim of marriage is to fight through and survive the instant when incompatibility becomes unquestionable, for a man and a woman as such are incompatible. And so incompatibilities are going to bubble up to the surface in a painfully obvious way. And then we've got a choice. Okay, what am I going to do with this? Am I going to try to work on this? We're going to go to counseling together. Sometimes there's signs that, maybe there are major issues going on before the marriage that may have invalidated the marriage itself. Other times it's just human imperfections that we need to learn to work through. But what is it that really makes a marriage last? And are you going to improve your chances by cohabiting prior to marriage? Well, what makes a marriage last is the ability to be patient and sacrifice and forgive. These aren't really the skills that you pick up playing house before you get married. In fact, I think for a girl to move in with a guy who's not her husband is just flat out crazy. Now, why would I say that? Well, imagine go on one date with a guy and he's a jerk to you. Breaking up's easy. It's one date. Okay, date a guy for 6 months and break up. It's harder, but now you sleep with him, now you move in with him, and then you realize he's not the one for you. Imagine how hard it is to let go when you've invested that much. Girls don't want to. They want to stay put and fix the guy, but the relationship is pretty much done before it has a chance to begin because they don't want to just leave after they've invested so much of their heart, their years, and we can fix this thing. We're going to make it turn around. And often they end up sliding into marriage instead of deciding into marriage. And they're also more likely to, I think, make poor marriage decisions. They think, well, no, if we're living together, I'm going to really see this person's faults and this and that. But the sexual intimacy will not only bind you, it blinds you. And this is neurologically proven. There was a study done, some Discover magazine a couple years ago, had the top, 100 scientific discoveries of 2019 or whatever it was. And one of them was that this oxytocin, they called the cuddle hormone, right? Now, this is something that mothers release when they're breastfeeding a child. It's released during a prolonged hug, sexual intimacy. This is, apparently some neurochemical that causes bonding between individuals. But it's also released, it also increases trust between people. It also impairs your critical thinking abilities. And so they did a study where they inhaled this oxytocin cuddle hormone in people's noses and then had them engage in a game of chance where they're gambling, wasting money, investing, doing different things. And they found that the people who had taken a whiff of oxytocin prior to this experiment were far more likely to make really stupid investments and be far too trusting than they should. Be like, oh, you're a nice person. Here's all the money. And it was astonishing. People who had not been exposed to the oxytocin were much more reserved in making more prudent choices with their investment. And so how this, relates to human intimacy is that it makes us focus on so much of the good stuff and not the negative. And inside marriage, that's exactly what you need, right? But prior to marriage, when your perceptions need to be sharp, when you need to be operating with full brain capacity to make the best choice, when you're really shutting down that critical thinking part of your brain through that neurochemical, it's not the ideal recipe for clear marital discernment. And so this is why study after study have shown that people who cohabit prior to marriage have higher rates of infidelity, higher rates of domestic abuse, lower rates of marital stability. The numbers go on and on. They have not revealed any positive correlation whatsoever from the sociological data from cohabitation leading to stronger marriages. It's simply, the evidence isn't there. Hey there, I hope you enjoyed that little clip, but if you want to see the whole episode where this came from, just click the link here. And in the meantime, we want to invite you to help us share this message, and there's a couple things you can do real quick. Number one, if you like or comment or share this video, YouTube will actually show it to more people. Also, don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification bell. We release videos every single day, and you'll be notified as soon as those come out. If you want to help us also to spread this message, you can support us at patreon.com/Jason Evert. That helps us to create these videos and show them to the whole world. God bless.